Hi, I'm Phyllis from the Doll Corner, and welcome back. And welcome any new subscribers or somebody that's just passing by. Stop a while and check out my videos. But today I want to show you, my husband got a new shirt and there was a hole in the back. And by the time we found it, we had no receipt or anything, so I decided I would patch it. And then when I was patching it, I thought, I might be able to help somebody with a problem like I had. Now this isn't perfect because there was a really ragged edge along here, and I maybe should have trimmed it back, but I didn't. So I had to go over it several times just to catch it all. But it's in the back, just above his waist. So I don't know whether it'll be too noticeable or not. I don't know if that's showing up on the camera or not. Anyway, I'll go into that a little bit later. So please subscribe, touch the bell to be notified, and be sure and check out my basic doll patterns. There's doll patterns for all sizes of dolls, from 6-inch to 23, 24-inch dolls, and they're from fashion dolls to baby dolls to girl dolls. It's pretty much all in there. Now, getting back to my mending. See, this is my hole in this fabric. So I take my patch and I cut a piece quite a bit larger than the hole itself, and I match the fabric. You can maybe see right there. Let's get you up close here. I'm going to show. See that little flower, part of a flower there? I line it up right there. And then I take some glue, just paper glue that's washable, and I touch it back on just a couple of places to hold it where I'm going to sew. And I'll show you, there's another one I lined up. You can see the hole there, and I lined it up as well. Now, I'll show you on this, it'll work better. This is my hole, and I put my fabric underneath it, just like that. And I glue it. There's my glue. I'll take a little piece like this. And just daub it 2 or 3 places. Doesn't have to be, this will wash out. That's why I like to use this kind of glue. There are other kinds as well, but. And then I match up my pattern all the way around. And then I take and I use my triple zigzag. And you can see this one, I was trying to find out the right size to use because I didn't want a big. So I started here, and that was too wide. And then I turned my width my length down as well, and it was too long this way. So I just worked around changing it as I went, and I found out when I got to here that this is about the size I wanted. And there's 3 little stitches going each way. And then when I sewed that, then I sew around my block just with, now if it was a real fabric that likes to fray, I would do a zigzag stitch around here as well, but I didn't. I just used the plain. And I find if it's a more square corners, they show up, like this would show up more than maybe up here. And this is one that I did with my fine thread, or if you use an invisible thread, it even disappears. But this is a real fine polyester. And this one I squared off, but you're better to round them a bit. And that's where I was showing you. Now I have 2 patches on this piece of fabric. I'll bring it close. Not going to show up. I have one here and one here. So on this fabric is a really good one to have to mend because it's, and then when I get it sewn around here, I will just trim this back to my seam. So then it almost disappears on the back as well with a good pressing. So, but this one on the back of my shirt, or on the back of my husband's shirts, I needed a patch. So I looked around the shirt to see if I could find some. And this is double folded. It's folded back into almost here. So I cut a piece out of here on the other side. So that gave me enough. So then to correct, I used some stitch witchery and pressed it so it won't fray. But I think I will just sew around that because it's on the bottom end of the shirt where it's tucked in. So if there is a seam down, it won't be noticed. So that's how I do a little mending. I hope this is helpful to some. And be sure and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. If you would like this book sent to you in this form, if you pay for postage, I will have it made up for you. Because sometimes we don't always have a printer handy, or it's not working. Mine usually doesn't want to work. But no. That's another way of getting it besides my Etsy shop. There'll be a link to my Etsy shop below and an email address where you can email me to get the book. Okay, and thanks for watching. Bye now.